right. Paper for puppets? That could be the description for the newest round of stimulus spending. A Minnesota puppet theater got $25,000 of federal money from the stimulus package, which was intended to create jobs. And now in Pennsylvania, $25,000 of our money is going to Philadelphia's Pig Iron Theater, which is described as a dance clown ensemble. But Tom Kaiden says the money is well spent, and he should know. He is the CEO of the Greater Pennsylvania Cultural Alliance, which received a total of $250,000 in stimulus cash and decided to give the Pig Iron Theater $25,000. Tom, how many jobs were saved with the $25,000 to the Pig Iron Theater?
Okay. Steve, the Pig Iron Theater is a small theater, and this particular $25,000 grant saved one job at their organization. But just to clarify one thing you raised,
sure,
their grant actually came directly from the National Endowment on the Arts. It didn't come from the Greater Philadelphia Cultural Alliance.
Okay. So you know, ever since the story came out that Senators Coburn and McCain had looked at some of the things that they deemed as silly, I know a lot of attention has looked at the puppet theater in Minneapolis, a Brazilian steakhouse in St. Joe, Missouri, that got $75,000. In fact, we had the mayor on from St. Joe yesterday, and he said, you know, there are other places in his town where that money could go to good use rather than the steakhouse. And some people watching right now, Tom, might be saying, well, you know, there are probably other things in Philly that could use $25,000 other than the Pig Iron Theater. How do you respond to people like that?
Well, I think the question is about jobs. The stimulus bill is about generating jobs, and the question is, appropriately asked, is this a good investment for the American taxpayer? And I'd make the argument that yes, it is. The arts and culture sector generates about 5 million jobs in this country. So it's an important part of our economy, and I don't think we can say that those jobs are any less important than any other job in the economy. In fact, we're talking about positions that are held by our friends and neighbors, right? These aren't
sure,
just painters and performers. These are also people who work at arts organizations, who take tickets, right, who are engineers, who
right,
are accountants, and the spillover jobs that it creates in other sectors. So the ability for the arts culture sector to generate jobs in hospitality, in dining,
sure,
in retail. Well, it's a stimulus to other
effect,
activity in the economy that matters. Right.
Exactly right. So the one job that this particular grant saved, what does that person do?
Right. So Pig Iron Theater does physical comedy, right? So the work that they do has been widely recognized and appreciated throughout the country. I attended one of their performances recently, and I sat in a room in a theater for 90 minutes with people who'd probably worked really hard all day, and for 90 minutes got a break, got some comedy, got some laughter, and then they're going back to work the next day. And I don't know that there's anything necessarily wrong with folks getting a break before they go back and work hard again.
Okay, there you go. All right, Tom Kaiden, the CEO of Greater Pennsylvania Cultural Alliance. Sir, thank you very much for joining us today from Philly.
Thank you.
You bet.